April 30th people are dominating personalities, but often have a desire to give up positions of responsibility and retire to a life of gracious ease. In discharging their professional responsibilities, they live by the book, not easily granting exceptions or specializing in shows of human understanding, unless it lies in the general interest to do so. Though they make exacting bosses and managers, they are good enough to hold themselves to the same standards. Because, for many born on this day, duty is a god, they can be too reluctant to question their own basic assumptions or those of their superiors and thus run the risk of doing a good job while heading off in a wrong direction morally. Those that become aware of this tendency stand a greater chance of success over the long haul, though they may at first be uncomfortable with the uncertainty they will experience. Probably the greatest need of April 30th people in an authoritative position is to be loved and respected by those working under them. As colleagues, they both enjoy and thrive on the warmth of comradeship. In return, they tend to be highly protective towards their staff or fellow workers, who remain in their favor as long as there is agreement on certain basic issues. For those they dislike or consider beneath their dignity, those born on this day generally exhibit scorn or contempt. The need of April 30th people for affection from family and friends is also great. What they prize in relationships is freedom from irritations and strife, wishing both to be cared for and left alone. Children learn soon enough how to get what they want from an April 30th parent, who may seem intractable but in reality is putty in the hands of a cleverly manipulative son or daughter. Those born on this day are particularly vulnerable to the charms of a child of the opposite sex. The way to persuade an April 30th person is most certainly not head-on. Like a true Taurus bull, he or she will prove stubborn and immovable against what is perceived as aggression. On the other hand, those born on this day admire grace and cleverness, even when they see that a subtle argument is being used to turn them round. They must beware of their tendency to bully others psychologically, intimidating through silence or implied threats. April 30th people sometimes reject their own power, particularly women who may relinquish authority to their father, brother or mate. They should consider such a choice carefully, for it may eventually cause them unhappiness and frustration. Often mothers born on this day sublimate ambitious desires in their offspring. The nurturing qualities of this day tend to be very great, but April 30th parents must avoid smothering their children with too much, well-meant attention. If those born on this day can keep their considerable egos and appetites under control, they may be able to settle down to a long and happy life. If not, they will constantly be at the center of unwanted controversy. Moderation in all things is the watchword for April 30th. April 30th